hello there! It is another Tuesday, which means I'm vlogging once again. And I almost didn't vlog today because I'm kind of tired from work, but you know what? This is the sacrifice I make for you guys. So I basically have two topics to talk about today. And the first one is called Book Rescue. So, you know, I work at a library and we just reopened from being at the hospital to our new location. Well, when you do that, we have a lot of old nasty books that need to be discarded. So, basically the employees can take any books they want if they're just going to be discarded. So, you know, I was all over that because I can't pass up a free book. So first I'm going to show you what I rescued. The Norton Anthology of World Masterpieces. I'm a Norton Anthology whore. I love Norton Anthologies. I have a bunch back there. You probably can't see because they're behind It's Easy Being Green, but any chance I get to pick up a Norton, I do, and that probably just shows that I am way nerdier than I should be. But how could you pass up on, like, Madame Bovary, or The Metamorphosis, A Life Distilled, Gwendolyn Brooks. I read a collection of poems by her in my African American lit class in college, and I loved her, and so I figured why not pick this one up too. Alright. This is probably a sign I have a problem, okay, when I start collecting more than one copy of a book. So right behind my head is Elie Wiesel's Night, which I adore, and I saw another copy. So I picked it up because you never know if that one gets damaged or whatever, you might want another one. You can see why this one was discarded. It's in a little bit rough condition, but it's by Langston Hughes. And once again, I covered him in my African American lit class. I think he's really great, and so I picked it up. This one, I do not understand why it was discarded, and my only guess is that they had several copies on the shelf, and so it was pulled. 1,000 Splendid Suns. I haven't read The Kite Runner or this one, and it's in large print, but it's supposed to be good, so I figure I'll get around to it when I get around to it. Fight Club. Chuck Palahniuk. I don't even know how to say that. I haven't read any of his books, but I hear they're really great, so once again I figure what the fuck, I'll read it eventually. I mean, there's always those days when you want something to read. Listen, I don't read Twilight. I haven't touched it. I haven't watched the movies. If you do, that's great. I don't read it. And so that is the preface to this next book, which is The Host by Stephenie Meyer. My grandma says it's one of her favorites, so I might give it to her as a gift. Poems and Sketches by E.B. White. E.B. White wrote Stuart Little, which I think is phenomenal, so I figured that any book that says For Corona is my type of book. I've told you guys about how I love Zora Neale Hurston. I mean, I have pretty much everything she's written, so I don't know exactly what this is. Actually, I do know what it is. It is a collection of critical essays. Okay, I probably didn't need this one, but I picked it up anyway because I thought, like, maybe it was relevant to my life. This next one is off the hook. As you know, the Kansas City Star is a big paper here in Kansas City, or maybe you didn't know that, and now you do. It's like the Chicago Tribune of Kansas City. And so this is an oversized book, as you can see, which basically has news stories in it from the last 100 years, from whenever this was published, which I think was the 80s, so back to 1880. So we have prints like this, and this. Anyway, it's really cool, so I could not let that go to a dumpster. Lastly, this one will be used for framing, and you can see that it's in rough condition when I hold it up, but the pages inside are absolutely fine, so they're going to be razor bladed out, and then I will frame them. So you have images like this, and this. So that is what I've collected at the library last few weeks. This is our second day that we've been open, and it's really, really great. And I swear to God, don't tell anybody this, but yesterday when I was rolling around with my cart, the people who have the carts in the library, I went around this corner by this pillar, and they used really cheap something on it, and I knocked the corner off. And I was right in front of the director. But I just kept going because I was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to stop and draw attention to the fact that I just chipped off a corner off of this brand new building the first day it's open? So it happened a lot during the 2 weeks when we were kind of moving in there. So I know that they know how to fix it. But for future reference, they need to put those plastic corners on there because I'm not going to be the only one who happens to run into it. This past weekend, in Kansas City, something came out, and that is called Black Swan. If you are thinking about going to see Black Swan, or you want to go see it, do it. Go see it. It was amazing. I saw it with one of my good friends, and I didn't really know what to expect going into it because I had just seen the trailer, which is slightly misleading, I guess. I won't say that it's not accurate, but I just didn't. When they say psychological thriller, you don't really know what to expect. And basically, the premise of the film is to achieve perfection in a world where it's impossible. So for this person, which is Natalie Portman's character, her objective is to achieve perfection in the dancing world, which isn't possible. So definitely go see it. I'm working on a little Christmas segment. I will get it to you maybe closer to Christmas. I don't know. But until then, that is wrapping this up. I just had a quick update. I hope you guys are having a safe, fun week, and that if you're traveling through this holiday season, that you're safe and that you're able to get where you're going. I know that a lot of cities are having trouble with delays and storms and all of that. So have safe travels, and I will catch you guys closer to the holiday.